All right, welcome to the Excel portion of this curriculum for Intro to Technology 1023. This is going to take not a lot of time in terms of presentation. The exercise is going to take a while. So that's going to be the next video. But for this one, we're going to go over it very similar to what Word and PowerPoint was. So we're going to go over a little bit of the history, what the primary functions are, and then some of the use cases that Excel uh, really strives at and thrives. And some of the use cases that Excel thrives at, and it's going to be things that you're just not used to. Obviously, there's the accounting, but there's data analytics mostly that comes down to that Excel is used for. And then if you have something truly intense, you use programming languages like R or Python to do this. And then Excel itself can incorporate some of that programming logic as well. So with that said, let's go over the overview for Excel. It falls under the spreadsheet family of software. Okay, released in 1982. Again, Microsoft bought this. It's not their own creation. Started Mac only again. And once again, the difference between the cloud-based Excel and the desktop version is significant. So if you're making that decision later on in life, just be aware that the cloud version, Office 365 in this case, might change their marketing eventually, and the desktop version are significantly different, particularly from a feature set and then how much data you can actually analyze within the browser, because that's going to be very, very JavaScript dependent. JavaScript was never made for data crunching like that, so it's not going to be particularly fast. All right, primary functions, text, styles, charts, pages, functions, VB script. We'll go over that later on. Import, export, all right, and then conditional formatting. So we will go over VB script, import and exporting, and those are going to be covered later when we actually need them. But everything else we'll cover during the demonstration, which is the next video. Okay, here's a little picture of what we're going to end up creating, a Excel file to help you make decisions on car purchases and how much a car actually costs you on a month-to-month basis, which is significant. All right, if you're going to take a loan, all right, and then we'll add conditional formatting to see if it actually fits within your budget, or at least within the realm of the recommendations on how much money you should spend on a car. Okay, and that's all I had for the presentation portion of this. I'll see you in the next one for the demonstration, where we go over some of the logic and how to actually put these things together. But for this, that's all I got. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to alter this file, this example file that we already have. All right, and we are going to focus on new cars for this one. So I made this Excel file a little while ago just to see how ridiculous the car market was when I was looking to see if a used car was going to be reasonable or not. And obviously the conclusion was no. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of these used cars, and then I'm going to keep my current Mazda 3 as a reference because we're going to need it later on. Okay, so we're going to get rid of the Kia Soul. We're going to get rid of the Honda Civic that was used. Do I have anything else in here that was used? And that answer is no. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, instead of just deleting the content that's within these rows, I'm going to delete the rows themselves. And the reason why I'm going to do this is because it's going to maintain the references, which we'll get into how they actually work and what they are here in a second. But I'm going to delete the rows. Bang. Okay. Now it does seem like that image is still there, which is not great. Let's move this over here. Okay, there's that. There should be a way of putting an image in that so it doesn't move. I forgot how I did it. Quick analysis, format cells, link. I don't think that's it. Yeah, these are hyperlinks. Okay, smart lookup, clear contents, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Insert page layout. Change picture, link, assign macro. But if I highlighted both of these, why doesn't that work? Interesting. Wasn't there a couple in here? Hmm. Okay, it was over here. Insert. Oh, illustrations, pictures. I mean, I already have it. No. Anyways, moving on. So we'll cover that here in a second, see if that's a little bit different of a process. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a couple more of these references. So I have a few cars here. They're all new. All right. So let's add one more. What car is not here yet? So I don't see a Camry. Let's go ahead and get a Camry. So the first thing that we need to do is get some information on it. So this is going to be a Toyota Camry, like so. The 2023 models are probably out. This is going to be new. Web address we don't have yet. Price. So when we start talking about the landing pages on these, if you want something to be useful, the landing page should be used as a snapshot of how to make a decision, at least for what we're trying to do here. Okay. That also means is all these things should be references. All right. And even on this, I am not doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and change that and fix it because I should probably have a new tab, which is good because I got to cover it anyways. All right. So I'm going to leave that here for price, current miles. All right. I'm going to leave all this here. Now, the next thing that I need to do, if we're going to do the Camry thing, oh, I see why I did it like this. Okay, we're actually going to leave this here. Okay, we need a web address. So we need to go back here. Toyota Camry. Here we go. U models. No one cares about a RAV4. Well, at least I don't. I think it's this one. Okay, yeah, 2023. 14807, actually 82 these days. Okay, don't care about the hybrid. Let's come over here. Where is the base model? Right here is a base model. Okay, there's that. Now I'm going to copy this web address. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to paste in here, and this is going to come up as a link. Price 25.9. Let's call that 26,000. Okay, 26. 1, 2, 3. Current miles is 0. Projected years. Now I want to draw your attention up here. So we have 120,000 miles as a baseline. So if you're in New York, the chances that you're going to buy a new car and make it past 120,000 miles, mechanically wise, probably. Rust wise, in terms of the body, probably not. So generally speaking, this is a pretty good target. It also gives us a nice even number because the average commuting distance for a year is 12,000 miles. So this is going to give us a 10-year projected time span for a new car, which is reasonable if you actually don't want to be paying a car payment for the rest of your life. All right, so this is going to give us 10 years. Okay, grade average per. I don't think I'm going to have this here. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to delete it. So monthly payment, miles per dollar. Okay, percent better. We'll cover that here in a second and the logic behind it. Okay, so monthly payment, notice that this is a reference. We'll get into that in a second. So we got a Camry here, blah, 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 300 miles. Okay, so we're doing pretty good here. We need a picture just to know what we're looking at. So I'm going to print screen. I'm going to crop out the actual image here, copy, go back to our content. Oh, here we go. Oh dear. Okay, make this smaller. Okay, and that is a Camry, at least for 2023. So $26,000, 2023 Camry, blah, 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 blah. So we're doing pretty good. I am not sure where this loan payment is coming from M20, because we haven't done it yet. Interesting. Okay, so at this point, we need to figure out how much this thing is going to cost us. All right, so I'm going to head over to this loan tab. And to be clear, guys, if you need to make a new tab, you hit this plus sheet over here, and it's going to give you a brand new sheet. Okay, so we're going to delete that, and then we're going to come back to loan. All right. So we got a Mazda here. We have a couple of references that don't exist anymore. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the first page. I'm going to delete the row, and it's going to maintain everything else. Okay, Camry, 2023, new, loan amount is 0% down. Okay, so the reason why that was auto-generated before, and I'm kind of glad I did it this way, is because I'm referencing that generals page, which is right here, G18, and then this 0.04. Now, more than likely, this is sales tax. So that's going to give me a total loan amount. So this is going to give me a sales tax plus whatever the sticker price was. And that comes up to 27,000. So that's just tax. Okay. That seems low. Oh, it's just sales tax. So all the other fees and whatnot are not included here. Okay, so that's better. Okay, so if we move over here, okay, loan cost with interest, 0% down. Now, the interest here is not 100% correct. And now that I'm thinking about it, Excel's been around for a long time, so has VB, and I'm wondering if the world has progressed to Python yet. Okay, working with Excel files in Python, not what I was hoping for. Okay, Python, logic, and Excel. Because we might have to use VB script if we want to do automate Excel spreadsheet. No. Okay, looks like it's not. So if we wanted to do that, we would have to use VB script to do this accurately. So what I'm doing here is total loan cost with interest 5 years. So it's whatever the price is, this 27,000 here, APR, which is probably going to be around 5% for 5 years. Technically not correct, but it is awfully close. Okay. Okay. 10% down. Okay. This is the cost of the car. After tax, 10% down. With interest. Blah, blah, blah. That just iterates. So if you actually are going to spend the 20% down on the car, 5 years, 20% down with interest. So this would be 24,000 over 5 years. And then if you did 0% down, it's 30,000 for 5 years. Now that's a $6,000 delta just in interest. So this is part of the reason why a lot of e-commerce and financial advisors are so against interest, and that you should pay as much down as possible and not pay an interest payment or a loan payment period if you can help it. Okay, so we have a bunch of information in here. Let's go to one of those conditional formats. Okay, loan payment, 5 years, 0% down. Okay, so how this is calculated for that Camry is over here, F18. And to be clear, your letters are up here. That represents your columns. And then your rows are represented in numbers. So F18, let's go find F18. So F, row 18, 30,000. Well, 30,200. And then that gives us divided by 60, which is a 5-year loan. Okay. Extraordinarily simple. That is $504 per month just for the loan for that base model Camry. All right. Pretty expensive. Okay. So if you pay 20% or 30% down for that Camry, it is $334. All right. So this goes to show you some of the benefits of paying a good chunk of that down. All right. And then if you wanted to pay that 30% down on that new Camry, that'd be $9,000. Most people don't have that. Okay. So this is another interesting section over here. Interest down on the loan. Okay. So 3,000 in interest, 29, 25, and then 22. All right. So generally speaking, this is what Excel is used for normal people. If you're not doing data analytics, is budgeting. Okay, how much money is it going to cost? Is it actually worth it? Is it worth, putting a bunch of money down on a car for that monthly payment, or doing what most people do and put a bunch of money down on a car so they can afford the monthly payment? Not the best choice in the world, but a lot of people do that. So, okay, we got our Camry here. Let's go over to cost now. So that was just loans. So loan Q3, that's going to be way over here. Okay, projected lifetime maintenance. Okay, so projected lifetime maintenance per year. So divided by 12, this is going to give us per month, right? Okay, Q3 again, divided by 10. So where does this 10 come from? Okay, plus Q divided by 10. Well, I'll figure it out here in a minute. Oh, that's 10 years. Okay. All right, so we are going to delete those 10 years. Okay, same thing here. Now we can automate this 10. So one of the things about Excel that is very, very helpful is if you reference a particular cell, you can automate what is going on here. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to activate this. Now notice that the little formula is right there in the corner. And I'm going to automate projected years to 1,200 miles because that's what we've been doing. The reason why I had 10 up there before is one, most of the cars here, they're all new. So it's going to be 10 years projected how long that I would keep that car. That used car at 7 years, because I bought it used, has actually lasted me 10 years. So there's that. Now we got M3. Okay, that looks good to me. Let's go ahead and drag this down. All right. And now notice that this is updated now. So none of the numbers changed because it didn't have to change. But if for some reason this projected miles changed, so this is getting generated from that generals page. So general H3. So if we come back over to general, H, which is right here, H3, which is going to be that top one. Now, if I bought this car at not 35,000 miles, but 55,000 miles, my projected years goes down to 5.5, and then I can come back over to cost. And then my total monthly payment is still $425, but my projected years is 5.4 again. Projected miles per dollar went way up. Okay, the 2.3, or it went way down to 2.3. Some of the better ones are down here at 4. Okay, so there's that. So if we come back over to general again and make it where I actually bought it, which was 3,500. Okay, there's that. And we're back up to that 7-year mark again. Go over to cost. Cost. And now we're at 2.6 again. Okay. So here is that. Okay, car grade sheet. This is mostly a me thing where I just go through, hey, this is how I'd grade everything. And then based on those grades, what is the best value? Now, I already deleted that on the generals page just because it's personal things that I care about. And then this budget page is some of the constants that I was going for. So insurance monthly payment, if you're buying a new car, is going to have to be fully insured. So that was $150 for me. Loan cost, I didn't want to go above $350. Projected years to keep, 7.5. Okay. This was including used cars at the time. Grade goal of a 7. Total cost, 500, and this includes insurance and maintenance. Monthly income, and then suggested car monthly, which is B7 by 20%, which just so happens to be this. General rule when it comes to purchasing a car, your total maintenance or your total car cost should be 20% of your income. Your house should be 30%, and that is half your budget right there. Okay. So, and then everything else goes to other things. With the world the way it's going at the moment, that is increasingly becoming extraordinarily difficult. So with that said, so this was the general overview. We're essentially going to recreate this in the next little example here, but I wanted to go over what was going on here. what was happening, what was the throughput, or not the throughput, but the understanding of it. So when we go to recreate it, it's not just I'm confused. Okay, so with that said, I will see you in the next one where we will actually recreate a little bit simpler version of this. So I have to show you exactly how to do that. All right, see you in the next one. All right, welcome back to the second portion of the Excel demonstration where we're going to recreate that other Excel file that we were talking about last time. We're going to use 3 examples here. We're not going to use everything, but generally speaking, this should be more than enough for you guys to get a good understanding of how to use Excel. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and open up a new file if you haven't already done so. And we're going to start extraordinarily basic. All right. And again, we're going to recreate this. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to sheet 1. I'm going to double click on it. And then I'm going to rename it to general. So general information. That's what that stands for. Okay. The second thing I'm noticing right off the top, car data as a title. So car data as a title. And you'll find as you get a little bit more complex in your Excel files, you don't necessarily want a merge and center all the time for your title. And I actually kind of like it more like this. So what I will do here is I'm going to highlight this entire row and I'm going to change the background color to a light blue, like so. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this font a little bit bigger. So make sure that this cell, which is A1, is highlighted. And then I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger. So I went up to 20 for that. Car data. All right. Next. Picture. Make. Model. And to go to the right is a tab. Enter will go down to the new line. Model. Year. New/used. Okay, web address, price, current miles, web address, price, current miles. Okay, projected years to 120,000. Monthly payment, miles per dollar. Per dollar. And we're not going to do the percent better on this one. All right. So to make sure that our text actually fits, we have 2 options here. I am going to go for this one right here. I'm just going to make the width of the columns wider so it actually fits the text. Okay. And this one right here, which is the longest one, projected to 120,000 miles, I am going to show you how to word wrap, and then I'm going to revert it. So if we come back here, it says wrap text, wrap extra long text into multiple lines so you can see all of it. So I'm going to click that and notice that now I can see the entire text, and it also made the height of this entire row bigger. I don't necessarily want that, so I'm going to undo that. And I'm just going to make it wider, like so. All right. To scroll horizontally, you can come down here to this little bar, and then you can scroll in the direction that you need to. Okay, monthly payment, miles per dollar. Okay, and then we have L over there. So we're doing pretty good at this point. We got our column set up. Okay, pictures. Now from here to, we said we're doing 3 of these. bang, 3. So I used shift and then left click to highlight all those. I'm going to right click on this, and then I'm going to come down to row height. And then I'm going to do 100 pixels. Probably too much. Go back. Row height. Let's try 50. Good enough for now. Okay, we can change that if we need to. So let's go ahead and pick a different car. Let's go Kia this time. Vehicles. Let's pick something that's not as boring. Ba-ba-bum, ba-da-bum. No. Where's all the performance sedans? Do they not exist anymore? The Stinger's over there. Where's like a... Interesting. Show all. Hybrids. Sedans. Wow, they killed off their performance line. That is most unfortunate, unless it's baked in the K5. Block, build. Yeah. Okay, 14802. 100 plus. Is this all I got? Lame. Okay, so Kia killed off their performance models. That's stupid. That's okay. We'll use the K5 here. Okay, Kia K5. I just copied the web address here. Nope. Try that again. Now notice this text goes outside of the width of web address. This is going to be one area where I actually do want word wrap. Okay. So there's that. And then what else I'm going to do is what I did there was left click and then drag. That highlighted all of these if you want to do it in that direction as well. I'm going to oscillate between selected between the word wrap and not word wrap, just to make sure that these are in fact word wrapped for the future. So if I do something like this, okay, that is working. So control all, that goes away. So picture, okay, we can use this one, why not? Copy, paste. Okay, this is a Kia, this is a K5, 2023. I didn't look, it is 2023. It is new. Price. Oh, right there. 25. Why would you put $90 here? Anyways, 25 grand. Okay, 25 grand. Current miles, which would be 0. Okay, projected miles to 120. This is the first formula that we're going to have to use. So I'm going to have to draw your attention up here to this little FX thing. This is formula. So you can insert a formula here. Now, these are all predefined formulas for you. So concat, which is concatenate, it's a programming term, allows you to put together strings. Average is exactly what it sounds like. If statement, again, true, false. It's a little bit of logic. We might end up needing that. I don't know. Median, mode, sum, hyperlink. Okay, right? A lot of these are exactly what you think they are. Count and count A are different. We might have to use that. Depends. Okay. So yeah, unfortunately, we don't have a pre-built thing for what we're trying to do here. So the way you make custom formulas is that you start with the equals. Okay, now that you're in formula mode, essentially, now you can put in that formula that you're looking for. So projected miles to 100 for 120,000. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is start with our 120,000 miles. So 120, 123. Okay, so there's that. The next thing that we need to do is subtract current miles. Now, because we're in formula mode, we can actually go click on some of these references like this. Now notice that you have an H3 here now, okay? And this reference is over here in blue, which is fine for now. And we're going to wrap that in parentheses because we need to have that done first, okay? And now we're going to divide it by 12,000, which is the average usage of a car per year in America, which is a lot of miles. Okay, so we're going to hit enter here and notice that we get a 10. All right. So there is that current miles, price. All right. Okay, so monthly payment we're going to generate from a different page. Same thing with miles per dollar. Even though we could probably do that here, but we're going to need miles per dollar after cost. So that's going to take a little bit. So web address, current miles. Okay. We're doing pretty good. Let's pick a different brand now. Let's go Mazda. Okay, vehicles, fine, I agree. Back to vehicles. Oh. Let's go sedan. Starting at 21,150. Mazda 3, 2023. New. Price 21,150. Current miles is 0. Okay, so at this point, what we're going to do here is highlight this because I don't want to retype all of this again. I'm going to come down here to the bottom right hand corner of this active cell, and then I'm going to drag it down not once, but twice because we're going to need that again. Okay, now also notice that this went to an H4 instead of an H3 because we are doing all the data inside of this row right here. All right. So I'm going to escape out of that so I don't ruin that. Also notice that this is an H5. Okay. And I'm still getting a 10, which is a little odd. But just to make sure that it is in fact working, let's do something like this. It is working. So let's go back to 0 here. And that's going to go back to 10. Okay. So monthly payment, again, we'll cover that later. Let's go ahead and blah, blah, blah. Can it not be black? We'll use this one. Okay, there's that. Back to our Excel file. We're going to throw this picture in here. It's going to be much too big. Here we go. Mazda 3. Okay. One more brand. What brand should we pick? I don't know. Let's go back to Toyota. Let's get that new hatchback that they got going on over there, that 3-cylinder. Vehicles. Whatever. We'll use the Supra. Supra is cool. I want a different color though. Purple? A very bluey purple. Okay. Copy. Come back over here. Paste. There we go. Toyota Supra. Don't think I spelled that correctly, and I didn't. Supra. There we go. 2023. I'm also noticing that I did this year wrong for the Mazda. So one of the things that is nice about the drag feature is that you can actually override the content in the cell. So if I do this, now that's 2023, and I don't have to type anything. Okay, new. Okay, there's that. What is the price of the Supra these days? $43.5 for a 2-liter. Okay. 60 grand for top spec. Yikes. Okay. Anyways, 43.5 is what we're going to use here. 43,500. Okay, current miles, 10 years, monthly payment. We'll get there eventually. Okay, now that we got our 3 cars here, we can actually start making new pages. So let's go back to the original reference here that we went over the first time. And let's start with loans. Let's come back over here. We're going to make a new page. Loans. All right, very similar procedure to before. We're going to do car data, and we're just going to, let's just call this loans. Why not? So same thing with this. I'm going to highlight that. And then this, I'm pretty sure we went up to 20 last time. Make this a little bigger. Okay, so we have make, model, year. And we're not going to recreate all of these. We'll do the common one, which is 5 years and then 0% down. Loan amount, 5 years, 0% down. Okay, I'm gonna make that a little bit wider so it actually fits. Okay. Actually, since we're just doing one, let's go loan them out here, and we're going to assume 5 years. Okay, loan payment. Okay, we'll do interest here as well. Loan. I just added a new column here. So interest. Let's go interest rate here. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. Interest rate. So interest rate, we're going to put this at 6% for now because interest is getting higher as it turns out. Actually, we can offload this. And let's call this, I'm going to call this constants. I lied. I'm going to call this variables. All right. So what I did there was cut. So Control X. All right. So we got variables. Okay. We got to do the same thing here. Bang, variables. Go up to 20 for this. Okay, cool. Make that bigger. And I'm going to come back over here. I called this budget on the original one. I'm going to call this variables again. Okay, so some of these are, okay, that didn't work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight these. I'm going to copy them. You can use different numbers here, and it's going to change the result on some of the conditional formats, which we'll get to here in a second. But you can use whatever number you want and play around with whatever you're looking for. So, okay, monthly income, total cost, blah, 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 grade total. We don't need grade total. Delete that. Projected years to keep. And the other thing that I'm going to have down here is interest. And let's go 6% here. Now, the reason why I'm doing it like this is because I'm going to end up using this interest rate kind of a lot. Same thing with monthly income and the baseline for how much I want to actually spend on a car. Same thing with total cost. So these are things that I'm going to use quite a bit as references to compare to, especially when we get to conditional formatting. So this is helpful to have as just a secondary page. All right, so now that we're back on loans, all right, so the first thing that we can do over here is we can start generating this content based on references. So if I come up here, I'm going to hit equals, and then I'm going to add, actually, I'm going to do it this way for consistency, single quotations in your formula. And then I'm going to add the name of the file that we're trying to pull from. And then I'm going to take the value of make over here on general. Yes, I know it's wrong. Which is B3. Kia. Okay. Okay, also notice, I think this is the difference between Google Sheets and Excel, and that's going to be my mistake as well. You don't need the quotations if there's no space, it seems like. With Google, you'd have to have this period. General, okay, general explanation point, B3. That's going to give you a value of Kia. Now, I can drag this down by 3, and that's going to give us the make of all 3 of those cars that we were looking for. And I'm also noticing that I don't have the same type of spacing that I did before, which I don't need because I don't have the images in there. But instead of 15 pixels or 14 and a half, let's be a little bit more generous and use 20. All right, model. Now I can do the same thing here. Now, if I go over to the right, this will mimic the same thing on the generals page. So if I do this, highlight, and then I go right, Kia K5, I got a 3 here. Formatting is a little different on Excel for numbers. Oh, let's make this bigger again so I have justifications. Okay, so I just put that back. Justifications just like in Word and PowerPoint and everything else that's Microsoft at this point. Okay. And I can do this over here for year as well. Gonna move that left. Okay. Loan amount, loan payment, and interest on loan are all things I'm going to have to generate myself now. So the loan amount is going to be, again, this is going to be a formula. So general, explanation point. Now, I don't remember which column this is in. Price. So golf. Here we go. Loans. General loans. Loans. General. My fault. Golf 3. That's going to be a start. Okay, so we got the price there. And then we're going to have to add. What's going on? There we go. Thank you. And then we're going to have to add the interest on top of that. So it's going to be general again. G3 times sales tax in New York, which just so happens to be 4% on a car. Okay. So it's the sticker price plus sales tax. I'm ignoring everything else like dealer fees for simplicity. Okay, and we're up to 26,000 for the Kia, which is fine. Here we go, and we're going to drag this down, and now we have different numbers. And the Supra is 45.5. Oh, because it was 43 before. I thought it was 45 before. Anyways, moving on. So loan amount, loan payment. Yeah, we'll do loan payment here. Cost per month. So this is going to be slightly more complicated, and I'm going to try to use clicking references just to get you guys used to swapping back and forth if you actually know what you're doing here. So D3, okay, loan amount, which is that, and this is going to be divided by 60. Actually, no, I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to do loan amount times our interest rate. So our interest rate is going to be variables. So we're going to come over to variables here. We're going to click on interest rate. Now, the problem with this is that this is 6 as an integer. We actually need 0.06. So we're going to have to fix that here in a second. D3 interest rate, that's going to give us that. We're going to have to come back over here, add another parenthesis. And then we're going to have to add D3 again. Okay, so this gives us our interest on the entirety of the loan, plus the loan itself. Okay, and then we're going to divide this by the loan amount, which we said was 5 years, happens to be 60 months. All right. And that should give us a number. Something's up. So this is definitely, oh, right, because it was integer. Sorry. Let's come back over here. And this is the benefit of using references for everything. You don't have to change the formula. Especially when you have a bunch of things that are interdependent on each other. Changing one cell is awesome when that one cell is populating a bunch of numbers for, say, 10 different things. And then you have 30 inside of that column. This is a much better way of doing it. So there's that. Let's come back over to loan. 459 with 3 repeating. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to format this cell because that number doesn't make any sense for numbers. So I'm going to come over here to format cell. I'm going to come over to currency and we're going to do 2 decimal places. And then we're going to hit OK. I'm going to come down to this active cell here. I'm going to go to the bottom right hand corner until I see the black cross. And then I'm going to drag down. Okay, so our Supra is $750 a month just for the loan. Okay, our K5 is $450 a month just for the loan. And even the base Model 3 is $350 a month just for the loan. Okay, so now that we have this, we can actually calculate this pretty easily because we've already done that. Because it's this. Okay, we're going to copy this. Escape. Equals. We're going to paste this again. So this is going to give us a bigger number. And then we're going to subtract. Oh, wait, no. I don't have to do that at all. Here we go. There's our interest amount. D3 variables. Oh, okay. We ran into a problem. So notice that I dragged this down, and like all the other things, it incremented each reference variable. So we have a B8 here and a D3. If I come over here, we have a B9 and a D4. So this D4 makes sense. This is what we want. This B9, if we go back over to variables, is nothing. Doesn't make sense. Okay, so how do we fix that? How do we get to the point where we can drag this down and we allow for the delta column to change and not this Bravo column in variables? Well, if we come over here and activate this B8, so just put your cursor inside of B8 here, and you click on F4, it's going to give a $sign between all the variable characters. Okay? What this is going to do is essentially tell Excel, when I drag this down, only increment on the delta column. And now we have numbers. Okay, notice that's still B8, and this is delta 5 now, delta 4, and then delta 3. So we're doing pretty good here. Interest on loan, $2,700 on the Supra. Doesn't seem like a lot, but $3,000 is still $3,000. Okay, so now we have loans. Let's see if I'm missing anything over here. Model references, no, okay. All right, we're doing pretty good. Let's go over to cost. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to copy a good chunk of this. Well, all of it technically, but a good chunk of this. So new thing, new tab. I'm going to do cost. I'm going to activate the top left-hand corner here, and then I'm going to do Control V for paste. And then I'm just going to alter the things that I need to alter so it makes sense for this page. So with that said, I'm going to start here. Let's go row height, 20 pixels, make, model, and year. All makes sense. And notice that these are still referencing general. Okay, loan amount. I'm probably going to reference total cost during loan. Okay, so we can recreate this real quick. What I'm going to have to do though is bump this back because I actually need to see what these things are. So same thing with this. This can come over. Total monthly cost during loan. Cost during loan. Okay. Okay, so that's getting a little wider than what I would like. Alignment, wrap text. I'm going to make this a little bigger. Okay, there's that. Total monthly cost. Okay, we're going to do total cost per month for duration of ownership. Okay, so I'll explain what these things are trying to do here in a second. Okay, cost per year. Okay, so we already separated this out between monthly cost during loan, after loan. Don't really need that. Total projected cost. We can do that. Grab. Okay, projected miles per dollar. Let's just call this miles per dollar. Okay. All right. Projected years of ownership. Okay, maintenance. Okay, I see what I'm doing here. Let's go projected lifetime maintenance, because that's really the only thing that matters. It is kind of interesting, though, how quickly cars fall apart after a particular time, how good engineering has gotten. Okay, chance of major repair within 10 years. Major repair 10-year. And then the ever so important insurance. Pretty sure that's spelled wrong. Insurance. Okay. So here we go. All right, so obviously this is going to be the hardest tab slash page that we're going to end up doing here. And it takes the most thought and it takes the most research. And if you're taking this course at Alfred State, one of the things that we're trying to focus on is generating data that is real, right? We don't necessarily want to pretend as much as a lot of students have come to expect. So and it helps your ability to think. It helps your ability to make a proper argument when you're practicing on basically every single front. What is real data? What is real and not real? And what is realistic and not realistic, instead of just doing this hand wavy thing. Okay, so here we go. Start with the easy one, miles per dollar. Okay, this is going to be essentially everything divided by the lifetime of the loan. So we need to do everything else first. Okay, projected years of ownership. This is going to be a reference. Okay, so equals general projected years of ownership, 10 years. Okay, lifetime maintenance per 10 years. So what we're going to have to do here is go reference a third party, because I don't have these numbers memorized. Maintenance. Kia K5. No, I think it's Car Edge. Yeah, it's Car Edge that does this. Okay, so what I'm going to do over here, cost of maintenance during the first 10 years is this. So I'm going to round and call that 6,000. Okay, 6,000. Next one is the Mazda 3. Now I'm going to leave this here just in case I need it, but I will do caredge.com, open up a new tab. Research. No, I definitely want Mazda. Okay, depreciation, insurance, maintenance. I definitely want 10 year. Where is the 10 year? There we go. 10 year, $1,000. 10 year maintenance. I should probably actually read this. Is this cost per year? It is cost per year. Estimated annual cost. Oops. Okay, so what we're going to have to do here is open up calculator. And we're going to do slight rounding for these just to be a little bit faster. Okay, so we got 1,000 plus 900 plus 800 plus 700 plus 500, 400, 350, 250, 200, 200. Okay, that's 5,300. 5,300. Okay, let's go back to that Kia. Wait, that was about the same. Hey, they did the math for me, but that's not right. Anyways, moving on. What's the other one? The other one was the Supra. Let's go see what nonsense is the Supra. Make Toyota. There it is. Supra. This one. Maintenance. Okay, well, they are awfully confident in Toyota reliability. All right, let's pull up our calculator. 850, 850, 770, sure, 700, 6. Oh, did that clear everything? Damn it. 850, 850, 770, 710, 650, 480, 400, 350, 300, 250, and then 220. So 5830. And this is 5830. Okay. Now we're looking at major 10-year repair. So we're just looking for the how likely this is going to happen. 12% chance the super require during that time. So this was first 10 years of service. So 12.5 for the Supra. Okay. So we're going to do 12.5. Now, here's another condition where we're going to need, cell formatting, format cells. And we're going to come over here to percentage, like so. Now, obviously, this is wrong. And what I want is that, like so. So 12%, well, 12.5%. Let's go back to our Mazda, 16.22. Okay. And then the K5, 17.53. Okay, chance of major repair, all set. Insurance premiums. Okay. Can I get back to that page? Does not look like it. Kia, K5, research. Okay, I'm going to calculate depreciation here because I'm pretty sure I can get to the other page. Apparently not. Oh, right here. Depreciation, insurance, insurance. Okay, what is going on here? Research, insurance. Different section. Okay. Kia, K5. I am in that ballpark. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's going to put me at, what's the green bar? Good driver, good credit. Okay, yep. So 1741 for the Kia. All right. $16.20 for the Mazda. And the Supra is probably going to be ridiculous. No, not depreciation. Insurance. $4,000 a year for insurance for a Supra. Hell no. What's the actual number? 3856. Okay, now we can do miles per dollar. Okay, so what we're going to have to do here is, okay, calculated miles. So this is probably going to be in general, projected years. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is current miles. Well, it'd be 120,000 minus current miles. So let's come back over here to cost. I mean, it's still going to be general. Actually, we'll keep it like this. Go to this new tab here. Current miles for general. We're going to go back to cost. Notice that is still there. I'm going to use my arrow key to get back all over to the left. 1, 2, 3. Actually, now that I'm thinking about this, no, stop it. Let's head over to the variables. I'm just going to use miles. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now I'm going to reference this page for all the other stuff that has been happening up to this point. So instead of a 120 here, like this, 120,000 mile, we're going to use variables. Or because I'm active here, I can go back over here. There's that. Let's go back to general. Okay, and now that is not working. Why? Okay, let's change this. Let's change all of these to numbers, because that is what they are. Oh, I went down. There we go. Not what I was hoping for. Okay, highlight all of these. Right click, format cells, number. All right. Does that fix this problem over here? Doesn't seem like it. General Bravo 9. Why did default to general? Okay, well, things happen. Variables. All right, now that's working. So, and to be clear, guys, this happens all the time. And once again, I made that mistake from before. So F4 to make sure that doesn't increment. There's that. Okay, current mile, projected years. Okay, so I was coming over here to cost 12,000 or 120,000. We actually don't need 120,000. Let's come over here. Okay, we do need variable though. Variables, explanation, Bravo 9. And I do not want that to increment. And then cost H3. Okay. So we're back on track here for the actual that's better. for the actual formula that we're trying to do here, so variables Bravo 9, which is our total miles, we need to find current miles now. So let's come back over here to general, current miles. All right, back over to cost, make sure that is correct. Cost, H3, okay. So we're doing pretty good there. No, the H3 was already over there. Why does that keep happening? Okay, whatever, general. Okay, so now we have the difference in miles. Cost of H3 is definitely not correct. Okay, I'm going to leave that there for now, and that's going to be wrong. Cost per month duration of ownership. Okay, so D3, this is not totally... Okay, general G3, this is also not correct. Okay. Okay, total monthly cost during loan. Oh, just the loan. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Escape. Okay. Total projected cost. This is just interest. Okay. We're going to insert a new column here. Total cost of car. Okay, so this one in particular is going to be quite a bit. So we got something goofy happening there too. Okay. Loan cost per month. Okay. Okay, per month. Total loan. Total cost of the car. Okay, so back over here, we need total loan plus okay, lifetime maintenance plus insurance. Okay, and we need to add those together immediately. So we're going to wrap those in parentheses. Total projected years of ownership, which happens to be 10. Okay. Okay, total cost of car. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Okay. Cost of car with loan, which happens to be the first 5 years. So we need the actual value of this, not the formula. I have forgot how to do that. Okay, I've definitely done this over here though, so I just don't know which one. Okay, cost of car with loan. Can I do this? Oh, now can I do this? E3, yay, control. All right, there's that. Okay, cost of car per month. Okay, interest. Don't have to worry about. I'm going to need another parenthesis here. We're going to need a plus. Another set of parentheses. Let's come over here to lifetime maintenance, which is this one. We're going to divide this by 2 because the lifetime of the loan is only 5 years. So this is going to get us down to 5 years, just so happens to be 3,000. Yes, I'm okay with that. Okay, back over here. And then the result of that needs to be divided. It does not. Okay, so there's that. E3 plus K3 divided by 2 plus insurance, and that's going to be yearly. So it's going to be, okay, don't need this at the moment, plus times 5. And now I need this in months for 5 years. So the first thing that I'm noticing is that this has to be wrong. First of all, monthly cost cannot be 200 when the cost of the loan alone is 450. So double check here. Okay, 450 plus K3 divided by 2 plus M3 times 5 divided by 60. So this is already in monthly format. So that's part of the problem. This is in yearly format. Also part of the problem. So divide that by, and then that means over here needs to be divided by 12 as well. That number makes sense. Okay, so $850 per month during the loan. I'm going to up this. We got some craziness going on here. What is this? Okay, D3 variable B8, B9, B10. Okay, so I definitely need another F4 there. that makes more sense. Okay, so that Supra that people tend to buy is $1,300 a month if you include maintenance, insurance, and the loan. Okay, so the cost of the car when you don't have to pay the loan is basically everything here except for without the loan, naturally. So we're going to copy that, we're going to paste this, and then we're just going to get rid of E3. And we still need this. That goes there, blah, 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 blah. That looks about right. Sure. 350. So that Supra is $550 a month, even after you paid it off. No, thank you. Cost of car after loan. Okay, miles per dollar. So now we're back to this. Okay. Now we need total cost of the car, D5, L5, and N5. Let's highlight those, see what they are. Total loan, 10-year maintenance, insurance. Insurance has to be times by 10. Okay. Now, finally, we can get over to miles per dollar. Okay, so we got variables B9. What is this? Okay, miles. General H3. Current miles. Okay. Current miles. Now we have how many miles we got. Okay. And then we're going to divide that by total cost, which is that one. And then I'm going to change the format here to number. And let's go 2 decimal places here. And that Supra, if you're going to keep it for 120,000 miles, you're paying $1 and actually you're getting 1.3 miles per dollar. So $1 that you spend, you're going to get 1 mile. Yeah, let's round down and say 1 mile. 1 mile, $1 for that Supra. Okay. Compared to the Mazda 3, which you get $4 for that $1 that you pay, or 4 miles for that $1 that you pay. Okay, so I do think that this page is done, and it was by far the hardest one, by a long shot. Okay, grades, we're not doing budget, we've already done. Okay, so up to this point, the only thing that is left is conditional formatting. All right, so what we're going to do here to add some conditional formatting is let's start with general. Let's go to the one we're actually working on, general. And let's finish up these monthly payments. We can actually reference this now. So equals, and then we're going to come over to cost. And we're going to do it based on the loan. So total cost of the car per month during the loan. So I want this one. Cost. Okay, let's enter here. Okay, I'm going to scale this down. Miles per dollar, I'm going to do something similar. Equals cost miles per dollar. And drag down. Okay, so those are references. We're doing good there. What we are trying to do now is add some conditional formatting to show us what we can and cannot afford on a monthly basis for a car. Now, this monthly payment seems kind of high, but that is everything. So that's insurance, that's gas, that's oil, that's maintenance, the cost of the loan itself. All right. So having a car is very, very expensive. So if I come back over here to variable, if I go over to monthly income suggested uh, payment for a car is 440. So yeah, let's scale this up to see, because even a new Mazda 3, um, let's put this at $3,000 a month. Okay, so that's $600 per month. Okay, let's find out how much that is. Let's go to Paycheck City. Okay, calculators. Let's go salary. We're going to select our state. Okay, New York. That one. Okay, annual gross pay. Let's go with 70 grand. Okay, single. We're going to keep this real simple. Okay, gross pay. I don't think I changed that. Let's go back to edit. No, that's annually. I want this monthly. Monthly. There it is. Now we're going to calculate. Okay, so that's 4,300. Let's get that back down closer to what normal people make with experience. Let's go 55,000. Okay, that's a 3,586 a month. So 3,586. Okay, so if you make $55,000 a year, which a good chunk of people do, you can afford a car at $700, including insurance, including gas and oil and maintenance, and the car itself. Okay, so with that said, let's head over to general. Now that we have a good idea of what we can and cannot afford, and to be clear, this Mazda 3 is a base Mazda 3. This is only $21,000. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some conditional formatting here. I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to extend this out because I don't need that other page anymore. And we need this section right here called conditional formatting. Okay. And we are going to highlight cell rules. Actually, we're going to come down to new rules because we need 3 of these. Okay. Format all cells based on their value. I don't. Okay, I see what's going on here. So this is a little bit different than how Google does it, which is fine. So we are going to have to change this to highest value. And it's not giving me that option. So if I change that to percentile, do I get highest value? No. Lowest value? Yeah, I'm not liking this at all. So because we want the lower the price to be green, this is going to be a little tough to get this right. Oh, we can just change the color and fake it. Okay, let's go red here. We can go highest value, lowest value, midpoint. Okay, we're doing all right here. So there's that. We're going to click OK here and see what we get. Yay. Okay. So one of the things that I would much rather have is a little bit more gradient. Okay, so there's that. Those color scales, more rules. Okay, I still want 3. All right, so I'm going to go back to the other Excel file to show you guys exactly what I mean. So if I come over here to general, notice that some of these are light orange, okay, green, darker green. Okay, so this is what I was looking for the other side, but I don't have enough to do that, which is fine. This is a little practice thing. When you do your project, you will most certainly have enough to do this, okay? The other thing that I'm a little annoyed with is the colors themselves. So let's pick a different color, and then I'm going to make this a lighter red. There's that. Same thing with yellow. There's that. And then the same thing with green. We're just going to make this like that. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to apply okay and see what we got. This is much more readable now. So this is much more acceptable. The other thing that I am going to do is I'm going to format these cells so it actually is currency again. Bang. Okay, so that makes sense to humans. Okay, miles per dollar. We can do something similar here. So conditional formatting. Okay, let's go a new rule here. 3. Okay, this one we actually want red to be low, but we're going to pick those colors that we had before. Here we go. And let's see what we got. So I am noticing right off the top that this is green and that the Mazda is red. So we messed that up somewhere along the lines. Let's go back in there, manage rules. Okay, J, okay, I want to edit this. Okay, lowest value. Oh, we did this in the wrong way. Lowest value is not red. Okay, apply, okay. Ta-da. All right, so this makes sense. So the highest mile per dollar is obviously the cheapest car if you're assuming that all of your cars are going to make it to 120,000 miles, which in today's day and age, more than likely. The thing that's going to get you here in New York is going to be rust. Just kind of the way it is. Okay, so now we got loans over here. All right. We got some silliness going on here. Okay, I made the same mistake over here as I did on the other page, or I made the mistake here and just copied it. I think that's what happened. Okay, so there's that. I think we're good on that. Cost. Spent a lot of time over here. And then variables. So we are doing good on this. So I definitely want more options here. Excel completed. There we go. And that's going to wrap it up for the demonstration portion of the Excel portion. Okay. What we went over on this was conditional formatting, how to reference things, how to make new tabs, conditional formatting. Yeah, so those are all the basics, but just conditional formatting and referencing alone is going to give you, and functions as well, creating custom functions. Yeah, just doing those things is going to get you a long, long, long ways in Excel. One of the things that we didn't cover, and we haven't had to up to this point, except for maybe calculating interest properly and much more accurately, you would need something like VB script to do that, or some sort of plugin for Excel to do it for you. But if we have time during the semester, we will look into VB script and doing our own custom logic. But for right now, we're at the point where if you understand this, we're at the point where you're good. Um, and we're going to have to move on. So up next is very technology oriented things. We're going to start with operating systems, the history of them, or the history of computing, and then operating systems after that. But yeah, we're getting into the actual technology portion of this course. So with that said, I'll see you in the next one.